One of the beautiful things about zakat is that it is designed with ease. The classical scholars and fuqaha have mentioned as zakat wajibat bi tariq al-taysir, like in Muhit al-Burhani it's mentioned, or Kasani mentioned in his Badai and other books. You'll find this everywhere in the books of fiqh. So zakat is designed and has been made obligatory with ease. What does this mean? In this video, let's understand why zakat is really easy and why the calculation of zakat has been made very easy. So the first thing is zakat is only due on certain assets which are known as al-Nami, those assets which have been acquired for exchange and growth purposes. Zakat is only binding and payable upon your cash or any monetary assets. That's why you pay zakat on money, gold and silver and currencies, or Bitcoin for instance. Similarly, zakat is paid on assets which are for trade purposes. So you've acquired something to exchange to make more, or animals which you've held to increase the flock and the herd, or to gain milk and to increase in your units. So wherever your concern and motive and goal is increase and growth, then zakat will be payable there. Money is always acquired inherently and intrinsically for exchange purposes. You want to spend that money and you want more money. So inherently is designed for increased purposes as well. As opposed to your residential property, your car, hardware, your software, your machinery, your tools, your furniture, your appliances, none of this is subject to zakat. Anything which you are holding and using and benefiting from, besides gold and silver and money, anything else which you are holding on and using and you're not concerned with selling, then there is no zakat on that. That becomes your personal asset. So this is the first ease in zakat, that majority of the things that we own are not subject to zakat. Zakat is only on those things which have specifically been acquired to resell, to increase the units that you have overall, to increase your assets overall. So that's money because you're always exchanging and trading money, or trade goods because you're always exchanging them to gain more eventually. So there's zakat on that. And animals, where the increase is a real increase, is tangible. The animals will grow, they will reproduce, or they'll give milk. The second ease in zakat is a principle narrated by Imam Abu Hanifah, which is that zakat is not payable on the amount, which is the amount in between each bracket and threshold. So if you have 200 dirhams as your nisab, the nisab of silver, zakat is not payable until you've hit 200, but then when you hit 240, you'll pay again zakat, but you won't pay zakat on 235. If you have 235 dirhams, you'll only pay zakat according to 200 dirhams. The 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 is all disregarded. That money is known as it's as though it doesn't exist. And you only pay once you hit 240 again. So you'll pay for 240. Then you'll only pay once you hit 280. So if you have 260, you'll pay according to 240. And again, zakat is made to be easy. The wisdom behind this is on every 40 you pay a dirham. 200 dirhams, you have 5 dirhams. That's 2.5%. Typically, people would have 1 dirham as a smallest denomination of money. So there was ease in not having to pay until you reach the amount which equals another dirham. The next benefit and taysir and ease in zakat is that zakat is payable after 1 year. Really, zakat should have been binding immediately when you hit the threshold, the nisab. The Sharia has made it easy for you and has given you the opportunity to invest and grow your money and use your money to build a portfolio and then pay 1 year later. And that's why zakat is not paid immediately. Zakat becomes binding, the wujub comes, the obligatory nature comes when you have the nisab, but the obligation to pay is deferred until 1 year. So you have the ability to invest that threshold, that nisab, to make more money. And again, that's why there is ease in zakat. The next ease in zakat is that zakat is typically paid from the profits for your entire wealth. Zakat shouldn't be eating up your capital or your primary investment. That's why you have a year to invest, so that you take and you spend zakat from the profits, because you've earned that and you pay from that. So your capital should never be depreciating or be reducing or being diminished. Rather, it should be that you're investing, growing your wealth, and it's from the profits you are paying zakat for all your your wealth. The next ease in zakat is that debts are deductible. The Sharia has permitted us, is the view of the Hanafi school, to deduct your debts. And if you could not deduct your debts, imagine the challenge and difficulty it would be, where on one side you have somebody coming to you, pursuing you to pay their debt, yet on the other side you have to make a zakat payment. So the rights of people are given preference over the rights of Allah when there is a clash. Allah is not in need of our money. Rather, it's people who are in need of money. So Allah has allowed us, and the Sharia has allowed us, to deduct the amount owed to a person so we can fulfill their right. And then we pay zakat on the net amount that's remaining. The next is that if you don't have a firm intention to resell something, you are unsure, you've bought something, but at the time of buying something, you've not decided what you're going to do. There is no zakat on those assets. Yes, if you had a firm intention that this is a trade asset and you're selling this asset, you're going to be doing business with this asset, there will be zakat. But if you've acquired an asset, you haven't made an intention, you have no intention, there is no zakat. And now if you make an intention 1 week later, 5 months later to sell, there will be no zakat on that asset because it's not deemed to be a trade asset from a zakat perspective. Another ease and benefit and facilitation in zakat is when you are calculating your zakat, the fluctuations of your wealth throughout the zakat year are disregarded. You only pay zakat on the amount you own at the zakat year end. You don't pay zakat on all the amounts that have been fluctuating throughout the year. That's a huge ease. It makes calculation so easy. The next obvious ease is zakat is only paid once in a year. You don't have to pay zakat multiple times. Yes, you can pay zakat in advance if you want. That's valid, that's permissible. But you don't need to pay zakat more than once in a year. It's only one payment in the year. So the next ease is of no coincidence. You are only paying 2.5% in a year. It's not like the taxes that we have of 20, 25%, 40%, 45%, or anything else. Zakat is only 2.5% from your net zakatable assets. Another is mentioned by Imam Abu Hanifah, and his view is that if you have debts which are weak, for instance, salary which is outstanding, or there was a settlement and you're owed a payment, these types of debts or receivables are not subject to zakat. Only when you receive them, it'll be treated as new cash, and then the next year you'll treat that as cash if you have it with you, but you will not pay zakat for the previous year whilst it was outstanding. And the final idea and reason why zakat is embedded with ease and designed to be easy is zakat is only payable when you have al-milku tam, when you have complete ownership, which constitutes title and use benefit. If you own something but you are not able to benefit, use it, it's not being invested on your behalf, rather it's held against you like a pledge. You have gold, you've pledged it for a debt that you owe. There is no zakat on that gold if you are unable to benefit and use that. So zakat requires you owning something as well as you having the authority, control, benefit, use of something. When you have these two things with you, then you are able to pay zakat. If you don't have title, that money isn't yours anyway. You can't use it without permission and for the owner's benefit. And if you have money, you own money, but you don't have control, authority, nor do you have somebody managing your funds for you, but it's locked away, it's kept at a distance from you, or is held against you as a collateral, then because you don't have authority, control, and the ability to benefit, use and spend that, then how can you pay your zakat from there? You can't. And that is why zakat will not be due on this. You don't gain the benefit from there, so you don't have to pay zakat on that. So zakat is a very easy worship to do. A person wins the pleasure of Allah, and not only that, they don't really lose anything in this world. Allah tells us in the Quran, يَمْحَقُ اللَّهُ الرِّبَى وَيُرْبِي الصَّدَقَاتِ, that Allah destroys interest payments and Allah makes your sadaqat grow. So by giving zakat, you never lose, you always stand to win.